Where we going?
We're about to go movies or not?
Do not take your kids to watch this movie.
I like magic.
What the fuck did we just watch?
Half of the fucking movie is about the Joker.
Huh?
But yeah, it's a decent movie.
Alright, straightforward. Loki, did you like it?
It was a good movie. I enjoy it. Even with like, it looked like how what happened to the Loki one was it?
Loki?
Loki, you know, when they hope, where he smashes him, happened to him. It was really fun. It was a really fun movie. Really active. It shows like
The funniest?
Yeah, one of the funniest. Many funniest.
What would you give it out of 10?
I give it like around like a 10. It'll be a 10.
Cool.
It's a really good movie. Hulk, Thor fighting.
Okay, who would win actually? Because they never said who won. Who would win the fight, Hulk or Thor?
I think it would have been Thor. Thor, because the lightning dude.
Nah, I go Hulk. I go Hulk.
Let him unleash the food like.
So 10 out of 10 from Loku. Say goodbye to everyone.
Bye.
Hey guys, Ronan Chain. I just got back from watching Thor Ragnarok. You got to see Loku's thoughts on the film. I'll flat out say that the film is about Thor investigating what's going on with the Infinity Stones, suspicion of being together or coming up too much, and he said that the 9 realms have been in chaos. He goes back to Asgard. He sees that Loki's taken throne and that Odin is missing. They go out looking for him, and spoilers for those who don't know, I'm going to be spoiling the movie. Odin perishes into Valhalla with leaving a warning and yet grace for Loki and Thor, saying that Hela is coming, the goddess of death, who also happens to be Thor's and Loki's oldest sister. She's a child of Odin. She comes in, she's come to take back what she's belonged, her throne, and to make Asgard reborn in her image and just creating chaos. In that circumstance, when she comes back, Loki and Thor are split out while she takes control of Asgard, and Thor and Loki end up in this fighting planet where they bump into this grand ruler, aka the Grand Master, and an old familiar face is in that same world. And the rest I'll leave up to the story so you can see out. But I gotta say, that's most of the storyline of where it starts and where it's gonna go to. I really like this film. I really liked it. Taika Waititi brought his own flavor into the Marvel Universe and yet made it his own movie. In the way of saying that, yes, it's a Marvel movie, but at the same time, it's more of a Taika Waititi film, which the Marvel just happens to land in his brain, and he played with the toys and essentially made Thor reborn again in a badass way. I have positives and negatives. The positive, and this is mostly positives. The negatives is something that I would prefer a different direction, yet doesn't derail the fun I had and joy I had with this movie. Every actor nailed their part. Goldblum as the Grandmaster was top notch. Cate Blanchett's Hela, oh my god, Cate Blanchett's beautiful, excelente. Though there were some issues with the character that I'll get into later. Valkyrie, Tessa Thompson, badass, fearless, has a history, and you just want to see her kick ass. Somewhat similar feelings that I had with her and Hela mixed. Karl Urban, Scourge the Executioner. A character that didn't feel out of place, and yet you were curious to see what came of his battle to be focused in this story as well, and what its outcome would be. Karl Urban, just him being part of the MCU was just a cool thing to see. Heimdall, Idris Elba. We got to see more of him instead of just seeing someone who stares into the sky and sees every soul as a creeper. There was action, and there hope in him, which I dug that. Like he was still like, you know what, hell is coming, but you know what, we're gonna still go at it at hell. Tom Hiddleston as Loki. There was more sides to him here in this film than I didn't think we would ever see, and I'm glad that Taika Waititi showed us this side of Loki, where there'd be still a fighter, the master of mischiefs. I forgot what his tagline is, but he's good on getting heads on people, and yet still making him be in a tug of war or in a big haystack. Just nothing. He's always on top of things, and yet at the same time he's still putting himself in danger of being thrown apart left and right. Anthony Hopkins as Odin. Not too featured in the film, yet what happens to his character affects Loki and Thor in a very emotional way, which I felt. Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner and the Hulk. Even though this is not a Hulk movie, the stuff we got out of Hulk, the physicality, Banner's concerns, his character just behaving, and even though there's a point where he's struggling, he's been Hulk for a while, and he sees a video of Natasha Romanoff from Age of Ultron, and he's turning back to Bruce, and he's like, no, I want to be Hulk, and yet Bruce is still inside, and it was amazing to see that struggle, and to see a little bit more of of Hulk, because we rarely get out of him in the MCU, so it was nice to see him again. Spoilers again. Doctor Strange made a little cool cameo. What he did was kind of creepy, and yet you're like, okay, well he's finally made an Avenger. We're gonna see what happens in Infinity War, and it was cool what he chatted about with both Thor and Loki, during the time he was in the film. Chris Hemsworth as Thor, the God of Thunder, protector of Asgard. Although Thor is not my favorite MCU character, what Mr. Hemsworth brings to the character is phenomenal. And even though I still went to go see Thor 1, Dark World, and his appearances in Avengers, this film, I guess people have said a lot that this film had heart, and yet I rooted for Thor. I rooted for Thor to get out of the scenario he was, to achieve the obstacles he had in front of him, and to truly find the power within them. And it wasn't just, and I think Odin tells him a great line, that the power isn't the hammer. You are the power. The hammer just helps you wield it. You control everything. And I just give kudos to Chris and the actors who did a phenomenal job and had me laughing and rooting in my seat. Now I'm gonna go to a little bit of the nitpicky things that like I had slight problems with it, but I'll live without these. Hela was awesome, but could have been more menacing if she had more time on screen, and I believe more emotional stuff, because you get why she's bad, but at the same time you're like, okay, why do I care that what she's doing for and all that? I somewhat to a degree care because Cate Blanchett and what Hela turns out to be, but it's different because I know Marvel has the legend for having problem with the villains, and although I thought Hela was a great villain, I think she could have easily liked the MCU and just be like, have the best villain of MCU. To me, she isn't. Yeah, she was a cool addition to the MCU. The comedy was great. It was organic, but it overshadowed the danger stakes that I thought I felt or didn't feel in the film. But I gotta say, compared to Volume 2's comedy, this felt more organic. And I was just like, oh my god, did you really say that? Did she really just say that? Oh my gosh, are you really laughing about this? Awesome, this is awesome. Thor is having fun. And it's not just, oh brother, where are those clothes? Alden, Loki. It was more like, yeah, let's have fun. So that was a cool thing to do. This is a Marvel movie, yet it isn't. I'll leave it at that. And I would recommend to go see Taika Waititi's other films, like What We Do in the Shadows. Phenomenal. But it isn't a Marvel movie. I'll leave it at that. Again, the motives for Hela, Scourge, and Valkyrie were presented, but I thought they could have been flushed out better. And I know there's a lot of characters, a lot of great actors, but I bought it, yet I wanted to hit me more. And I was really hyped for this film. And even though it lived up to my expectations, it could have surpassed a lot more. To me, it didn't. So that's just my opinion. Probably one of the funniest movies of the MCU, top 2, my opinion. Again, it battles Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The stakes, now that I've re-seen Volume 2 over and over again, I think the stakes in Volume 2 are bigger. And yet, this film was like, people Can't Fight, and everyone was saying that the effects of Ragnarok are going to affect the whole MCU. I didn't really feel it, yet I'm going to have to see Black Panther, Infinity War, and the rest of the films to see where the dots connect. But again, even probably after other viewings, it might change. But it's the first time, I'm like, I don't think this is going to affect the MCU at all. Who knows? I might be wrong. I guess I'm not a writer. I don't work in Hollywood, but it's just like, I didn't feel it. But who knows? Hopefully I'll change my mind and be like, yep, I didn't see it coming. Who knows? Best Thor movie, by far, I would go Ragnarok 1 and 2. The ratings that it's got in critics and fans, I get it. It's a great, fun, joyful movie. I don't know. I hate doing that. I hate being a dick of like, it's too high. It should be 80 or something like that. But I don't know. Maybe in time it might grow on me more and be the 96% or 95% it is right now on Rotten Tomatoes. But I just think it was a cool addition. And it wasn't like I said, it was a Marvel movie, yet it wasn't. It's hard to tell. I had to see it and buy the Blu-ray and then just be like, yep, this is my final thing. But as a first off right now, seeing Thor Ragnarok, I liked the film. I had fun. I had joy. There was slight problems that I had, but won't affect the outcome of what I thought of the story, the actors' performances, and just the amount of fun I had with being with my friends in the theater and being with fans around, just being like, yeah, Thor, we've been waiting for this movie. And God, thank God we finally got it. So that's going to be my review for Thor Ragnarok. I give it a 7.58 out of 10. I liked it. Just, I didn't love it. But if you guys like the review, hit the like button, subscribe for more content, post in the comments down below if you liked it, if you didn't like it, we agree, disagree. Subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Osgard!